Hello everybody, this is Newbie Gamer Dude, and this is me in a Des Moines, and I kind of want to make this video as like a how-to, because, well, kind of thought that would be useful for some people, and to also kind of see how I play personally. I'm usually a pretty aggressive player, so let's see. So I'm just gonna commentate over my reasoning for doing stuff and whatnot. So this is Epicenter. Tears of the Desert, Epicenter, there's 4 DDs on each side. I have to deal with Hashima, Harugumo, and 2 Howlands. There's a lot of divs. There's 5 battleships, 3 cruisers, so standard game-ish. And so with Des Moines, I have 15.8 km range, 10.9 detectability, and I'll show you the captain build at the end. So I'm going into the rings first, because I want to get to island cover, because islands are your friends. You don't want to go open water too much in Des Moines, because you do kind of want to stay around islands, because they provide a lot of cover, and you can block shots from across the map. So basically, no crossfire, if you position correctly. So right now, I want to get up to this island here, because I can shoot over this little lip. I think it's a little bit bugged, because sometimes you can get spotted, but that could be because there's DDs out here. But sometimes I think this is bugged, and it just, well, it sees your ship over, it sees the top of your ship, so, but it's still more cover, because this is a huge island, you can get covered from shots across the map. So I'm just going to move up and position here. I have AP loaded, it's kind of my standard. I always have it loaded, so um, if I see a ship broadside, I can instantly shoot it and don't have to waste a shot of HE and then the angle, so I can get at least one surprise. One good surprise fault. And that's what I normally want to go for. So if we spot some torps, I I mean, they weren't gonna really hit anything. And I kind of want to stop right here, because, yeah, and you can see our ship has been detected, so there's something right in front of me. And it's probably a DD. It should be the Howland. So I look over to the side, that's to check. So cross shots. And I do have Housley. He's angled, so I already have switched to HE. I move up to try to get undetected, because the closer I am to islands, the less the less angles I can be detected from. And I'm just showering the Tsushima with high explosive. And every time I shoot, I go out just to kind of see what's happening. Okay, so now Yoshino is pretty much out of my range, so I want to start hitting this curve first. Switch to AP because he's giving me lots of side, and AP on Des Moines can really hurt things. So I got detected here. I didn't think I was. I'm a bit over angled, so uh, the good thing about Des Moines is she has a legendary that basically means you can dodge shells just like what I did there. And so that was really useful for getting out of the way, because that could have been like 10k damage off of me, or if he managed to citadel me, it could have been even more. I don't really want to get shredded by his secondary, so I'm trying to get into a position where I can shoot being undetected. But yeah, this island, I think he can see me right over it, so I'm backing up and trying to get to where more of the island covers me. So I want this, well, I want this part of the island to cover me, not that little lip, not this part. And so I checked behind me to make sure there wasn't anybody that was going to be able to hit me from a crossfire, and I am shooting undetected now. Spraying him with high explosive, setting fires, and dealing damage. switched to AP because I thought he was gonna do a turn, but he ends up turning the other way, so I switched back to HE. And we end up taking the kill. So I'm undetected right now, so I'm gonna try to finish capping. And I think a ship enters right at like 1 second, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, like 0.0 seconds left. But at this point, we're at 56k. Doing pretty good. Our team has killed 2 things. Oh, well, their team has now killed 2 things. So we've lost 2 battleships, and they've lost a battleship and a DD. And I see that we're going, and my initial thought is load the HE, because holy crap, we can shred them. You see us pretty much 32 mils of armor everywhere. French BBs are really squishy, but they're also really fast. So, and I just want to safely farm this guy. That's really what Des Moines all about. Safely farming from either a good distance or behind islands. So I'm just trying to stay non-detected, but to maximize the amount of guns I can shoot. So here I was at a risk. So he's detected me. He doesn't shoot, which is good. I don't know if he was reloading or can't get his guns to bear. Might have been both. But I managed to not die. And he ends up shooting the curve first, which is probably the right thing to do. Secure a kill. Well, it is the right thing to do. And now I try to shoot the Halon. He's at pretty max range, so I'm just trying to predict, like, ish where he would go. And, well, I'm not very good at shooting from long range, as you can tell. But we do land a couple shots. We're just trying to keep the Shima alive. And at this point, we're 5 ships down, and the enemy's only down 3. And the enemy team has 500 points, we have 440. And now the enemy team's down 4. So the enemy team still has a lead. And now we're pretty much equal in points. And if you look at the minimap, there are 4 ships of, well, 5 including the DD that I have to deal with. So I decided, instead of pushing in, I want to get into a kite position. So if I get ambushed or whatever, I can still shoot at the targets I want to, but I can maneuver a little bit better. Because, I mean, if you just sit still, you're going to get showered. And, I mean, yeah, it's not the ships I really want to see. It's a Slava, Smolensk, and a Yoshino that are over there on that side right now. Not the ships I want to deal with, especially Smolensk. So, I'm just looking for shots on the Burgoyne. Hindenburg finds shots on me. I don't really want to be shot by Hindenburgs, so I just gun it out because I know I'm going to be the attention of everybody. And yeah, the Smolensk is fine me. I pop my heal here because, well, I know I'm going to be taking a lot of HE damage and I'm on fire. So I shoot here for a little bit, try to get some good shots in, and then decide, yeah, I just need to go undetected here. Get a couple more shots. But this is about the point where I'm like, yeah, this is a bad idea. I'm going to be shot by all sorts of stuff. I radar because I thought the DD might be close enough. And yeah, I'm just trying to go undetected here because I have 3 ships shooting at me. Possibly a 4th here in a little bit because of the Burgoyne. And as soon as I go undetected, I put out the fire. I should have waited for the last volley of Smolensk shells. But I took a risk here and, well, gladly I was rewarded. So the Burgoyne's in firing range, but I don't fire here because I'm in open water and there's a lot of ships shooting. But the DD is a bit too out in the open for me to not try to shoot. And I'm not very good at shooting at range. But I'm trying to look at the map and see where the Burgoyne is. And yeah, he's pretty much almost. Take a shot at the DD, and then I want to try to finish out that Burgoyne. Help my team out. So take a couple shots at him, end up setting a fire. Now I'm back going on the DD. So I start turning around here because I want to be within range to try to help my team, and I need to get back into the cap. Yeah, you can see my terribly inaccurate fire from long range. We have 1.10k pretty much. I'm just trying to hit this DD. I actually am undetected because of islands, and he's so low, but I just can't finish him off. Des Moines has super floaty shells, so it's a little bit hard to anticipate where they're gonna go. Thought he was gonna turn all the way there, but was actually doing decent. I thought that was gonna kill him, but they ended up not hitting, landing short. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, no use trying to shoot the DD anymore. I probably should have launched one more volley at him, but so I like the incoming fire alert skill because, well, I like being able to notice when people shoot. So normally I'll be kind of tunnel vision in on one target. Like, yeah, I'll zoom out to see if shells are coming my way or there's other ships. But usually I'm mostly just looking at like one thing. So that skill allows me to, whenever something happens, like the Yoshino shot at me, I can see that someone has shot at me. Oh no, I need to be alert and look for those shells and see where they're coming from. And I find that really helps me. And we're just trying to kill this Yoshino right now. Load AP here because I think he's gonna turn. He ends up not turning as far as I thought. And well, he's able to turn back in, so my AP basically will do nothing. So I'm just switching back to the HE here. Some most consistent damage at the moment. You can see I'm checking my flank to make sure no one else can shoot at me. I really don't want to get hammered by a Yoshino because I want to conserve my health because I know this is going to be a fight. So I try to dodge his shot as best as possible while still laying down as much fire on him. At this point he's pretty saturated and this tiny hump on the island basically means I can't shoot him, but fortunately the Yamato kills him. And so at this point our team is kind of really badly positioned here. Shima smokes, I don't know if that was because he was detected or not, so sadly there's torps. I could have probably dodged, but Shima was right there and ended up pushing me into a torp, and he ended up taking a torp himself. That was just bad timing. I probably should have turned on Hydro there before I rounded the corner. So that was a very good prediction from the Howland. But now I have a nice smoke. And Des Moines' smoke firing penalty is, well, like 8. So, really good. So load HE here, because Hindenburg's pretty angled. And we're just going to try to kill the Hindenburg. Because he's the guy that needs to die. Notice he's about to give me side, load the AP. Because, I mean, this guy needs to die. And then we kill him. So I don't really want to sit here for too long because I know there's going to be a DD. I do radar. I forget which way I'm turning and I ended up going forward instead of going backwards, so I'm not able to shoot the Howland, which is extremely unfortunate. And Des Moines does not stop very well. So now I'm trying to think, well, I can't really back up, Slava's there. I can back up a little bit. Smoke's almost done, 10 more seconds. Fortunately, Yamato takes out Howland, thank God. My radar was really helpful there. I just wasn't able to shoot him, which is fine as long as you have teammates that can shoot him. That's all good. So I take a risk here. I'm starting to shoot. I'm hoping Slava. Well, I think I just saw him fire. Switching to AP. He's about to give me a nice broadside. Des Moines AP is super strong. Use it on broadside battleships. Use it on pretty much anything that's broadside, unless for DDs. But I mean, if they're saturated, I think AP is technically better, but I usually do HE on DDs anyways because, well, you can set fires and do severe damage that way. Now he's angled again, and I'm just shooting HE. So this is with the new captain, rework, whatever you want to call it. So I had the improved AP skill on Des Moines. I think I would not take that anymore and choose something else, but I'll talk about that when I show the commander and the build I'm using. So Smolin's is shooting at me. I don't really want him to shoot at me. I'm thinking loading AP, and yeah, it's just not worth it. I don't really want to get sprayed by a Smolin's, especially with the health he has and the health I have. He can gun me down way quicker, and we definitely need to stay alive. Technically, we're still in this game. We can still win. They have they have 3 ships. We have 4. I'm at pretty much 200k damage and 1.6 mil potential tanked. So I'm in a pretty good spot here, and I just want to make sure that our team wins. So right now we pretty much have possession of all the caps, and that's what we need. So their team is horribly out of position at this point. They have, well, let's see what that's their Yamato. It's all the way out on the side. Smolensk is off to the side. Slava's the only one that's in the middle blocking any caps. So we win in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm saying I need intelligence data here because I need to see where Slava is, because, I mean, I don't want to be just absolutely destroyed by him. So I'm using this island right here, this part of it, because I can shoot over that and not be detected. And I'm also watching out for Smolensk, because Smolensk gets my gun range outside of that island. I know they're going to spot me. But I want Hallen to spot the Slava so I can figure out what he's doing. And I hold my fire here because I think I might be detected over this little hump. And, well, I'm pretty broadside to him right now. So I back up a little bit, make sure I'm pretty safe, and then I can start firing. And pretty much, there's no way Slava's going to be able to shoot me. As long as the DD keeps him lit, he can't shoot and I can shoot. So this is extremely safe farming, but it's very conditional because you need a team that spots. And at this late in the game, normally you won't have confident teammates. Well, normally the confident teammates will be left, but they're normally scattered around the map. But in this case, everybody's pretty close, which is nice. So we were able to help each other. Slava ends up shooting, yeah, Yoshino. And we're just gunning this guy down. Load AP here because it does more damage. And he's turning broadside. I take one more shot. Smolensk is right there, so I know I need to do something about that. Still with the AP loaded. And now I get Hazley's reload buff. Load AP there. He's giving me just enough angle that I think I can get him. And boom, 3 sits. Go back to HE here because he's not going to let me do that again. The Yamato from the other side of the map ends up shooting at me, but he horribly misses, and well, that's a dead Smolensk. And that is the game. Okay, for post-battle results, we have 260k damage. I like rounding up, making numbers sound really good. We have 800k credits, 12k base XP, and 2.5k free XP. For achievements, we got Confederate, Dreadnought, and High Caliber. We got almost 400 hits with the main battery. Implication, incapitate, whatever. I don't care. There's 6 of those. We killed 3 ships. We set people on fire 9 times. We hit a citadel 3 times. That was all on the Smolensk at the end. Defended 3, captured 3. That's the big part. We captured 3 areas. That was a lot of XP. And 4 secondary battery hits, which is interesting. I mean, I think they buffed the base range of all the secondaries, which I don't really know why. Because it's just for cruisers, which makes no sense. But anyway, and got 3 spotted. So for team, I'm top of the team with 3.5k base, almost 3.6, and the closest other guy was Zhao at 1.9, almost 2. So we were a good 1.5k basic speed above everybody else. So yeah, that was that game, and then I'll cut over to the captain builds in just a sec. Okay, so I'm back in port, and I'm going to show you modules and captain for Des Moines. So let's go up to equipment. So I mean, his tier chain, you get all this stuff. I have main armaments modification 1. I have surveillance radar modification 1, which action time is consumable. This is really nice on Des Moines because I mean you can just pump out so much DPM and it just lights things for longer. So anything that's trying to stay in smoke, I mean it wants to move. Aiming systems because I want to make accuracy as best as possible. We have propulsion modification 1, and this is really just to help the legendary because we can really take off. Um, I mean, if I wasn't using this, I would probably use damage control because this one's also really good. But I mean, propulsion modification is pretty good for dodging. Concealment, I mean, these ones all suck. I had the legendary on. If I wasn't using legendary, um, that one's okay. More, I mean, more range is fun, but Des Moines doesn't really need it. And your shows are so floaty, it's gonna be really hard to. And I mean, you could spec into like AA, which is fine. So I think main battery modification 3 and auxiliary armaments modded 2 are probably your best bet. I mean, if you can land those shells at range, then sure, do this. It puts your range, I think, 18.1 or something. So, quite large. I don't really think you need it. So, and then hydro and radar. I mean, defensive AA fire. You don't really need that on the Moine. And well, these are kind of a meme, which you technically can use spotter if you need to, but surveillance radar is just way too good. Now let's go to the captain. So this is the new commander rework stuff, and I have Haley Zilli on here because he's cool. He's only 19 points right now, and there's only 18 points invested into this. So I mean, grease the gears. I mean, you just want that on Des Moines. You want to be able to rotate around, move your guns using. I like incoming fire alert because well, it just seems more useful because you know when someone fires rather than this one, priority target, where it's just how many ships are aiming at you. I mean, I feel like knowing when someone shoots at you is a bit better, especially since this is a 2-point talent now. And I have consumable enhancements, so I don't know if we really need this, but it's kind of nice. If not, you would probably do that, but I mean, that's only 1%. So you can definitely play around with this stuff, but I was looking at all the 2-point skills. I don't really need that, don't really need that, don't quite need that, so I was left with this. I mean, this is definitely good, especially on Des Moines. So heavy HE and sap shells, I didn't really think this was necessary on Des Moines, because the main thing is ship detectability with main battery caliber of, well, Des Moines and above. Uh, I don't think that's worth it. You give up your concealment, and Des Moines relies on concealment to get in and out of positions. That's how you survive. Adrenaline Rush, I definitely want to get this, so that's going to be my other 3-point talent once I get to 21 points. So Adrenaline Rush is definitely good. I'm trying out the heavy AP shells. I don't think you really need it. It's only 5%, so if you get a Citadel, it's only a little bit more. But maybe, I mean, when that Smolensk got 3 sits, that's only 300 more damage. So I think I'm going to take that off. I don't really know what I would invest it in, but I you don't really need that on the mine. Something like Hindenburg or like the other heavy cruisers, like the other American heavy cruisers, or the premium ones like Alaska and Puerto Rico are good, and like stuff like Hindenburg that its AP does a lot of damage, stuff like that. You want to give more damage basically, but this isn't really useful on Des Moines, but I have it because I use it on Alaska. And yes, it's good on Alaska, but I'm not sure if it's really useful for Des Moines, and I might change it to something else that's a little bit more useful for all my ships. Superintendent, because you need more heals. Not really because of the radar and hydro, because normally I might only use a max of 3 during a battle. So, but I usually will use all my heals if it's a long drawn out fight. Concealment, because you want to get concealment even better, because, well, you need concealment. It's how you, it's basically the big part of this game is concealment. And I do top grade gunner. This was really cool. I really like this skill. So increases the reload speed of the main battery after an enemy has been spotted within the standard detectability range. Main battery reload time negative 8, well, 8% faster. I think that's really good on Des Moines because I mean, you're going to be fighting, especially if you don't take range mod and anything like that. You're usually going to be within, or some ships going to be within 10 kilometers of you, ish. And I mean, and this is especially good for like ranked when you're super close together sometimes. And some of those maps, like some maps, you're just like 3 kilometers away from people. Yeah, this is really helpful. And I just wanted to double down on the reload time because the reload time in Des Moines is really good. I would recommend radio location, but I'm trying out this build for a bit. Outnumbered, I don't feel like this is ever a skill you're gonna want to use, except maybe on like a Zhao or Hindenburg that's gonna kite away. But I'll do that in another video. Yeah, that's my build for Des Moines, and yeah, those are the specs up there. Yeah, and obviously have all of Housley's skills. So I don't like to change the name for this, but main battery reload time minus 20%. I mean, it's like a second off your reload. It's really good. Untraceable. Huh, what is that? Oh, that's the double strike. Ah, okay. I feel like they changed that, wasn't? Hmm, I don't know, but that's really good. You definitely want that. These are the best ones. I really like Hazley as a captain. I had him on Montana, but I think he's better suited on Des Moines and all the secondary battleships I have. Yeah, I don't have like too many ships. This is all of them right now. I have 57 ships in my port. Gun feeder, you don't need this on Des Moines. Please, please, please do not take it on Des Moines. And I'll address that in a video where I address all the captain skills. So I think that's it for this how-to guide, and I will see you guys in another video, or another day, or on stream, or wherever I happen to see you guys. If you're in game and see me, feel free to send me a division invite, because chances are I will, because I like playing in divisions. It's really fun. So send me an invite, and I will see you guys later. Bye.